Hello everyone, it's Valentine 25. Stay tuned for ideas for Valentine's Day using the 5 love languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. If you've been to a grocery store or a department store lately, you have seen all the pink, red, and white stuffed animals, the balloons, the cards, even billboards advertising roses for $16.99. You've seen all that stuff, and it has been your reminder that Valentine's Day is coming up. So instead of just buying all those things, slapping a bow on it with a name and handing it to your mate, I decided to make a video of some creative ideas using the 5 love languages as a way to make Valentine's Day a little bit more special for your mate. So if you're not familiar with the 5 love languages, they are words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And these were all developed by Dr. Gary Chapman. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of time, go over each one of the love languages, and give you an idea or some ideas on what you could do for those particular love languages. Words of affirmation are phrases and verbal expressions that encourage your mate, make them feel loved and cared for. In essence, is using your words to uplift your mate. So some examples are, I love you, thank you for being you, I really appreciate you doing the dishes, anything like that that lets your mate know that they are appreciated and that you do care for them. So, some suggestions for ideas for Valentine's Day. 1, you can write a message on a mirror using some shaving cream or some lipstick or anything that can be easily cleaned up. Whatever words of affirmation that you feel that you want to express to your mate, write it on the bathroom mirror, and when they wake up to get ready to go to work the next day or on Valentine's Day, they can look at it, read it, and gush tears or hug you real big, whatever it is that they might do. But that's the first suggestion. The second suggestion is to create a custom t-shirt. You can go to Walmart or Target or any other store and purchase some inkjet iron-on transfers and print out a nice message, put it on a t-shirt, show up at your mate's job, for lunch and let them see you with the shirt on, or you can wait till they get home that afternoon and meet them at the door with their favorite drink or some roses or whatever the case may be, and show them the message. A third thing that you can do is write a poem, or you can write a love letter. Now I kind of want to tell you to not to do email, because sometimes sending it through text or email can seem a little impersonal. So actually, pulling out pen and paper and writing it out, that can mean a lot more. So write a poem, write a love letter, put it in an envelope, stick it on the pillow next to them so that they wake up on Valentine's Day and they have a nice message, or you can leave it on the steering wheel of their car, or in essence leave it somewhere that they can easily find it. So those are my 3 suggestions for words of affirmation. The next love language is quality time, and this is spending time with your mate that doesn't have any distractions like kids, cell phones, TV, none of that. It's the time that you spend together where you're both present in the moment and there is nothing that will take your attention away from one another. So some ideas for quality time are date night. You can actually ask your mate to meet you at the restaurant where you had your first date. You two can sit down in a more secluded area of the restaurant and you can talk about all kinds of things. Stay away from talking about kids, talking about work, talking about bills, talking about problems. This is just a time that you both sit down and you just focus on each other. You can actually come up with a set of questions prior to going out on date night to kind of help to encourage, the starting of conversation. But again, the key is to spend focused time together so that you can learn more about each other, that you can create more intimacy and closeness with one another by just spending time together and just talking. Another suggestion is taking a mini vacation. Choose a place that your mate likes, or somewhere that was very special to the both of you at some point in time, like a bed and breakfast. The key is, once again, just to get away without any kind of distractions, without thoughts about the problems that may be going on at work or anywhere else, but actually just taking that time to just spend together, talk to each other, and once again, create intimacy. And so the last, let's see, gotta read my notes. The last idea for quality time is board games. And so in creating that idea, it's not a new concept. It's actually just picking out a board game that you two like and sitting down and just have some fun. Again, uninterrupted time, no distractions, just being present with one another in the moment and focused on each other. So those are just some ideas for quality time. Receiving gifts is another love language. And with this love language, it is about the visual expressions of your love. It's the things that you give to your mate that, again, tells them, I'm thinking of you, I love you, you're cared for. So a few ideas for expressing this love language are: give them a gift, something they need, something they want, like an article of clothing, a watch, cologne or perfume. Again, anything that they may need or something they may have expressed that they wanted. Second is a gift basket. Now, for the gentlemen in your life, you might want to get them their favorite alcohol, a bar set, maybe some cigars. You know, put a nice little basket together and present it to them. You can pretty much do the same thing for ladies, except, you know, use some wine, give them some wine glasses, you know, put some bubble bath in there, some candles. You know, with both baskets, you can actually add a CD, or if you have an iPod or their iPod, you know, put their favorite song on there, you know, so that when they're in their alone time, they can just kind of sit back and relax and enjoy the gift that you gave them. Now, the third thing that you could do is give flowers, cards, or candy. Now, those are the traditional approaches to Valentine's Day. And again, if people like receiving gifts, they don't mind getting those things. But what you can do is put a spin on it by making it an adventure. You can leave a little note somewhere, like a treasure trail, and have them to go at whatever point and pick up their first gift. And that first gift can be, you know, the flowers. And then there they have the note that tells them go to the next spot, and they open it up and they get there and it's candy. And then there's a note telling them to go to the next spot, and so forth and so on. But that will at least make it more fun, it'll make it more interesting, and it'll definitely be more creative. So that's ideas for receiving gifts. Acts of service are chores or service that you do out of the goodness of your heart, out of love, and definitely not out of obligation. These are things that you do for your mate to try to help them out. So some suggestions for acts of service are housework, taking care of items that are on the honey-do list, like cleaning out the garage or putting up shelves, you know, any of those kinds of things that your mate may have been asking you to do. It might be sewing on buttons on a shirt, or replacing a zipper in pants that got busted. I mean, anything like that would be considered acts of service. Another act of service is to wash your mate's car and fill it up with gas. You can wash it, wax it, clean out the inside and all that good stuff, and then give them a full tank of gas. Now, if you're in this economy, you know about the price of gas going up and down, so that in itself is a great gift. So consider that as one of your ideas for acts of service. Now, the last idea that I have for acts of service is time and rest. Now, that may not sound like much, but sometimes your mate may just need some time just to themselves. That might be, asking them, okay, what day do you need me to just kind of step up to the plate, take care of everything so you can just have some time to yourself. I mean, when people are stressed out at work or they're dealing with kids or they got other things that are going on that kind of keep them bound up and stressed, sometimes it's good to just have a day where you can just sleep in all day, or you can go out and do something relaxing, whatever the case may be. So consider doing that for your mate as an act of service. And so that is the fourth love language. The last love language is physical touch. It's about that close proximity, the act of physically touching your mate. It's not always about sex or anything like that. It's about touching your mate to let them know that they feel loved. It might be grabbing their hand as you're walking down the sidewalk. It might be just giving them a big old bear hug as soon as they walk through the door. It might be giving them a kiss goodnight. It could even be cuddling in front of the fireplace or cuddling to watch TV or a movie. Those are just some things that physical touch is all about, and those are things that can help your mate to feel loved. Also, you could do like a day of spa treatment for them. You can give your mate a scalp massage, a foot massage, manicure, pedicure, any of those kinds of things. Create that physical touch between you and them that helps them to feel loved and cared for. So that's the last love language, physical touch. And as an added bonus, if you can't tell what your mate's love language is from the 5 descriptions that have been given, what you can actually do is, starting on February 10th through February 14th, each day you can do one of the 5 love languages and just kind of gauge to see what makes your mate feel more loved. Are they more into words of affirmation? Did they like receiving gifts? Was it me physically touching them? What is it that really sparked them? What made them light up like a Christmas tree? So that's just an added idea to consider for trying to learn your mate's love language. So until next time, stay mellow.